What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are having a great day. I know I am, and that's because I do not have the bubonic plague. Yeah, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. Apparently up in northern Nevada near Lake Tahoe, they've officially had to corner off some of the land there because some of the squirrels on the land tested positive for the bubonic plague. Yeah, that's right. You're welcome. Nevada is deciding to just bring another plague, you know. It's the time of all the plagues. We've got COVID and apparently the Black Plague making a comeback. It's all fun and games till Alvin and the game bring the world to its knees once again. But regardless, the headline that really caught my attention was parts of Lake Tahoe closed after chipmunks test positive for the plague. The infectious bacterial disease tends to be spread by chipmunks, other wild rodents, and their fleas. And I do have to say, I really like that the bubonic plague is at least updating their marketing department. You know, the first time around in the 1400s, they made a big mistake by having it be spread by rats, because everybody hates rats. I love that in 2021, it hired a PR firm and it's coming back with chipmunks instead. That's a much cuter form of rodent. You know, if I'm gonna get killed by being infected by anything, I'd much rather it be a chipmunk. I'd also just prefer to not get the Black Plague overall. You know, if I could go with that, that would also be much appreciated. I don't know what's going on, man. The world's just really going to hell in a handbasket. I know that's an old saying that my grandma used to say, but I guess it's true. Like, how much worse could it get, dude? The Black Plague comes back. Suddenly, like, the terracotta army from that one emperor in China is gonna come back to life and start taking over the world again. Truthfully, I really don't know what else could happen. A black hole opens up underneath something. Like, the world's RNG right now is just on the absolute worst possible settings. Did you select new COVID strain and Black Plague at the same time? And, like, the controller's like, no, 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 no. Confirmed. Nice options. Dumb ass. South Lake Tahoe, California officials are closing some areas on the south shore of the lake after chipmunks tested positive for the plague. The Tahoe Daily Tribune reports that the Taylor Creek Visited Center, Kiva Beach, and their parking areas will be off limits through Friday. I love how it's like only for 3 days, you know, they're like, yes, we did get the plague here, ladies and gentlemen, but don't you worry about it, we're gonna have it under control very shortly. That scares me, because last time I heard stuff was gonna be under control, it was a little bit until it was. How do they figure this out, dude? Like, who's the guy whose job it is to just go round up squirrels and test them for the bubonic plague? Like, is that just some dude's job, or did, like, somebody get sick with the bubonic plague and then they reverse tracked it back to chipmunks? Because if it's your job to have to go collect all of the chipmunks with the bubonic plague, you have to know that all your coworkers hate you. You know, like, you're all park rangers in the Tahoe area. They're dealing with lifeguarding stuff, you know, patrolling the hiking trails. Some of them just drive around the canyon looking for trouble. You, though, you get put on squirrel duty. You have to go round up the squirrels that are known to possibly have the plague. Why would you agree to that, dude? I don't care how much money you're tossing me. I'm not, like, going out of the way to try to get the disease that killed half of Europe. You know what I mean? How did it end up on squirrels, dude? Like, I thought those rats in Europe just kept it over there. They really had to just come over here and party in Lake Tahoe for a couple weeks, hooked up with some squirrels and brought it with them. I just think the world's trolling us. You know what I mean? Like, the world's had the internet for a while now. It's like, look, I gave you guys a chance to knock off the global warming stuff, so now I gotta mess with you. I'm just gonna throw every disease that I know at you at one time, and you guys just gotta try to figure it out, all right? You know, have fun, LMAO. This is the one time where living in a simulation is kind of comforting. Like, usually it's scary to think that I'm a computer program, but when everything's just going to crap, it's like, well, the simulation's obviously running some crazy stuff, but eventually it'll be normal again. Nah, the simulation's testing out what would happen if the Black Plague happened this century instead. During that same time, the U.S. Forest Service will be conducting vector control treatments to those areas. I need to look up what a vector control is, but I bet you it's a lot of chipmunks. El Dorado County spokeswoman Carla Haas said the chipmunks that tested positive had no contact with any people. But how do they know that? Forest Service officials, Jesus, expect the facilities to be open again by the weekend. Alright, so I looked it up, and I guess a vector control could be yeeting them. It also could be repelling them. I'm guessing if they got the Black Plague, they gotta do the whole yeet thing, you know? I don't really feel good about relocating them. We're like, what if we just pick up the Black Plague and ship it over there? You take the Patrick Star approach. So sadly, it looks like a lot of chipmunks about to get yeeted. Not very happy with that, but at the same time, they have the Black Plague. So, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do, I guess. Better than the Black Plague going everywhere. I love how confident they are that this is going to be open by the weekend, bro. They're like, listen, bring your boats, bring your money, and spend, okay? We don't care that the chipmunks got the plague. We're taking care of it, all right? I promise you there will be no chipmunks on the beach. We're getting rid of all of them. So bring your stuff. The weekend is that important, bro. And not even the artist the weekend, just like this upcoming weekend. Okay, and then one more thing about this, that like this is nitpicky, but I really just don't understand how this works. Hopefully somebody can explain it to me in the comments, but you know, also hopefully I'm right. How in the world do they know if these chipmunks came into contact with people? How do they know? How in the world would they know that? Did they ask them, hey, chipmunk with the Black Plague, did you happen to run into contact with a person? And they were like, no, I didn't. Like, how would you know? Did you find them in a place where there's not a lot of people? If that's the case, why are you shutting down the beaches? So many questions. But truthfully, how do they have any way of knowing if a wild animal has had any contact with a human whatsoever? I just feel like that's something that's very, very difficult to keep track of. Oh, no, this chipmunk, he's Torrance. He does not like people. In fact, every person he's ever ran to, he's bitten. So we know for a fact that he wasn't there. Yeah, he does have the Black Plague, though, so we gotta put him down. Could you just imagine you got back from Lake Tahoe, you were just at the places that were affected, bro? You're on the way home, your wife starts coughing, you're like, okay, honey, good thing we got life insurance. Sorry, kids, mommy's got the Black Plague, so you're not gonna be seeing much more of her. Jokes aside, though, dude, I really hope this does, like, work out. The last thing we need is another plague. Like, you know, I've made a lot of jokes about it, but I really think the world's gotta start trying getting back to normal at this point, you know? Like, if we have another giant plague, and especially the Black Plague, that was a lot deadlier, man, like, our RNG is just absolutely terrible. Life's not a video game, but Jesus Christ, does our bad luck feel like it sometimes. According to the El Dorado County Public Health, the plague is naturally present in some areas of California. People hiking and doing other activities should avoid contact with animals, and they should do the same for their pets. The plague is an infectious bacterial disease that tends to be spread by chipmunks or other wild rodents and their fleas. For humans, symptoms can show up within 2 weeks of exposure to an infected animal, and they include fever, nausea, weakness, and swollen lymph nodes, and if caught early, it can be treated with antibiotics. Oh no, bro. Why does every disease have the same 3 symptoms, dude? Like, that's just the most trolly way of nature being like, haha, I'ma kill you and you don't even know what it is. Like, everything gives you the same 3 symptoms. I know it's our body's reaction to being sick, obviously that's why it is, but it's just kind of funny. No, guys, the plague's natural in some places. That's still not comforting. Do you know what I mean? Like, just because something can naturally exist doesn't mean that I want it. Like, oh, yeah, naturally the plague is there. Doesn't mean that we should be super hyped about it when we find it. I mean, obviously they're culling them and shutting it down, so they're doing everything that they can. But they're really trying to keep everybody calm here, bro. Like, Lake Tahoe must be bringing in the bank. They're like, please keep coming. Do not stop coming here, guys. We need the bans. I feel like your luck, if you get the plague, has got to just be, like, astronomically bad. Could you imagine, dude? You get back from vacation, you're chilling, you're not feeling good, you go to the doctor, you think it might be, you know, the C word, you think it might be a cold, maybe. No, they tell you that somehow you managed in the 21st century to get the Black Plague. And you're like, what in the Knights of the Round Table is going on right now? How is that possible? And they're like, yeah, remember that time that you fed a chipmunk one single piece of trail mix? You killed yourself. Way to go, idiot. And you didn't get here in time. The antibiotics won't work. And then you slowly fade away like that dude from Indiana Jones when he opens the thing. Seriously, guys, just be careful out there. I don't want any of you guys getting the bubonic plague, mainly because if I ever bump into any of you and you guys, like, shake my hand or something, I don't want it. So please, for my sake, just stay away from chipmunks. You know, you gotta make sure you keep them at an arm's distance, dude. I also love how they're like, hey, stay away from chipmunks. The type of people that are just willy-nilly walking up to wild animals and trying to give them a smooch on the cheek probably aren't the type of people that listen to advice from the news, but all right, you do you. Overall, guys, just be on the lookout. Looks like luck might be getting worse. The Black Plague is back, I guess, and be on the lookout for those chipmunks. They're deadlier than you would think, dude, right when you least expect it. Anyways, guys, I think that's going to do it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, I would really appreciate you taking a quick second to press the like button. Let me know in the comments section down below what you thought of the video. And, of course, be sure to subscribe if you're new. Turn on those noties. Other than that, if you're a member, big thank you. If you use code Scrubae at the G Fuel checkout, you can get yourself a discount, which is pretty impressive if you ask me. And my podcast, The Scuffed Cast, can be found in the description as well. Other than that, the merch that you see on your screen now is the coolest merch to ever exist, and you should definitely get yourself some. And yeah. Other than that, don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot. Sorry about my dog, and I'll see you guys next time. I'm out. Peace.